Hey, good afternoon, y'all. I am here in the kitchen. It's almost supper time, and I am going to be making some homemade buttermilk biscuits to go with supper. So I wanted to hop on here and show you my recipe. This recipe, I can't remember exactly who it was. I think I saw it on a Paula Deen episode, and she had a guest on there with her. This is kind of similar to what she made, and I thought I'm going to try that. Ever since I've tried this recipe, love it. The biscuits are light and fluffy and so very tasty. So I wanted to share it with you today. So I have started out with 2 cups of self-rising flour. All right. And to that, before I do that, I'm going to make a little well in the middle. Okay. And to that, I'm going to add a stick of melted butter. In this bowl, I have a stick and probably 3 tablespoons. I'm going to reserve some back for my skillet and to brush on top. So I'm going to put most of this in here, reserving enough back for my biscuits. I poured that right in the center of the well. And to this mixture, I'm going to add a cup of buttermilk. And what you want to do is just combine this gently. And this is going to be a very moist dough. And you'll see if you decide to make this recipe, you'll need it to be moist because these are going to be drop biscuits. I have a drop biscuit cast iron pan that I'm going to be using. Sometimes I'll use a regular cast iron pan, but love my it's newly seasoned. We've had it for a long time, but we just had to, because we haven't used it, had to clean it and season it. So you'll see I'm mixing this up. It's getting thicker. Get all that flour at the bottom. And like I said, I want this mixture to be a little on the wet side. It's not real dry. Now, I've made these before where I just take this out at this point and put it on flour and just kind of pat it out and cut my biscuits that way. That works as well. That's what my precious mama did when she made her biscuits, and they were always delicious. I don't think I'll ever get mine as good as what she made hers. So this is not quite as moist as I want it. So I'm going to add just a little bit more buttermilk. You can also add a little bit of water if you want to. I'm just going to add maybe a teaspoon of buttermilk. It doesn't take much. Because you want your dough wet. So in the oven, I've had my cast iron skillet preheating. I've got the oven set on 425. And I'm going to take it out and I'm going to brush my butter in it, and then I'm going to drop my biscuits. So let me get my cast iron out of the oven. It should be good and hot by now. So here's my cast iron. All right, and so what I'm going to do, I need to butter the skillet. You hear that sizzle already? I'm not sure if you can hear that or not. That's going to make those biscuits crunchy on the bottom. I'm going to brush it all the way around. This is good and seasoned, but we still want something on the bottom. You can use bacon grease if you want. I just like butter for the biscuits. If I was doing cornbread or something of that nature, I'd probably use bacon grease or something like that. So get that good and coated. We'll save the rest of this to brush on top of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to round some little spots out and just drop it down in there. This should make about 7. That's how many this holds. I'm just going to drop it down in there. That one's a little big, but you can just hear it start sizzling. These are not the prettiest biscuits in the world. Drop biscuits usually are not. But they taste absolutely delicious. You'll be very well pleased. last one in there. That one's going to be a baby biscuit. Even though we're doing drop biscuits, there's still always that baby biscuit left. Because a lot of times when I'm cutting them out, I don't have quite enough dough to finish a full biscuit. But that's going to be perfectly fine. I'm going to get these in the oven. And I'm going to let them cook. I'm going to start checking them in about 20 minutes. Now, your oven may vary. You may want to start checking them in 15. I'll probably let these go about 23 because we like them to get a little brown on top. I'm going to go ahead and brush my butter on. Sometimes I'll brush the butter on after I get them out of the oven. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and brush it on now just as well. And really smell that buttermilk. And if you don't like buttermilk or don't want to use buttermilk, you can absolutely use sweet milk. Or whole milk, just whatever kind of milk you like. These will work just fine. I may have enough to brush on top when they get done. These are not healthy biscuits, but they sure are delicious. Get these back in the oven. All right, so like I said, I'm going to cook these about 20 minutes. I'll start looking at them and check them and take them out, and I'll show you what they look like. I'm back. I just took the biscuits out of the oven. They're still piping hot, and they smell so good. I wish you could smell this. And look how high they rose. Like I said, they are not pretty biscuits, but they are delicious biscuits. So what I'm going to do, just that little bit of butter I had left, I'm just going to brush over the top just a little bit. The butter's almost solidified back, but that's okay. Just give it a little brush. And I'll take one out so you can see the bottom. See how thick it got. And like my husband says, it don't matter what they look like, it's what they taste like. And he says these are delicious. And my lovely cast iron skillet, I'm so excited about using it. All right, y'all. Let me see if I can hold it up here so you can see them better. This skillet's still pretty hot, so. And we don't like them real brown on top. These just have a little bit of browning, which is fine. See if we can get one out. Which one do we want to get out? Ooh, this one looks good. Yowza, still hot. That. See how much they rose? And in the center, they are just light and fluffy. We're going to put some sorghum on it and some butter. Look at that. See that steam coming up from the biscuit? Cannot wait to sink my teeth into this. It's going to be so delicious. So we'll have these with the rest of supper. And I want to thank you so much again for watching my channel, watching me make my biscuits and any other recipes that I make. I appreciate you so much. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and give me a comment and tell me how you make your biscuits. Thank you so much. I hope you all are blessed and have a great afternoon. Thanks again.